Well, good morning and welcome back to CityLine. With me, I have two individuals who I call the dynamic duo because they are rarely seen without each other, unless you are their Facebook friends, and then you get to see what a great life each of them has. I'm talking about these two individuals that are a part of the fabulous Tacoma Concert Band. Please join me in welcoming Gerard Morris. You are conductor and artistic director of Tacoma Concert Band. Looking very fit and tan. Welcome back to the comfy couch.
Thank you, Amanda. It's great to be back.
It's good to have lots of you were in my kitchen last time I saw you both, I think.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
And this handsome man, Mr. Morris Northcutt, you are the principal trumpet player, president of the board of directors for Tacoma Concert Band, and always making music. Welcome back, my dear.
Thank you very much for having us again. It's great to see you in person.
I know, gosh.
Oh, it's so nice.
You guys really hung in there with us when we were zooming from my kitchen, so I want to say thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
So let's talk about, Morris, tell us a bit about the musicians that comprise Tacoma Concert Band and its mission.
So since 1981, it's comprised of educators, some retired folks, military, some students, but a lot of band directors and just music educators.
I love that.
Very diverse.
Yeah, and responsible.
Very much.
Yeah,
and they love music. They're very passionate about
yes.
it, and making sure that we're bringing wind ensemble music to the community.
I love that. They don't play, but they do play when they show up. These people are very, very dedicated to the art of music.
Very much so, and we have some that are coming as far as Aberdeen to rehearse every Wednesday.
Oh my gosh, that is impressive.
That's how passionate they are.
So, talking about long spaces or long spaces to wait, I understand that your summer season was reinstated after the hiatus due to COVID. How did it go?
It was fantastic. It was a little later this summer than typical. It's always typically in August. So the summer series kicked off in late August, and we just had amazing concerts everywhere we went. Audiences were really receptive. I don't know, a highlight for me was it was the concert we performed at Frank Tubby Jones.
Oh, I love that facility.
Yeah, it was wonderful, and they set us up outside. It was a beautiful evening, and just making music, right outside Point Defiance Park there with this wonderful audience was really, really special and very spectacular. And the band played brilliantly. It was fantastic.
That is like playing on the Von Trapp Mansion lawn. It is so beautiful there. What a backdrop. So speaking of that, Gerard, how can people become involved with Tacoma Concert Band as a performing musician?
Yeah, thanks, Amanda. As Morris was saying, the band is very diverse in its membership. All of the members of the band are volunteers, but they have to audition for entry into the ensemble.
So wait, the person that drives from Aberdeen every week for rehearsal is a volunteer.
Yeah, none of the musicians are paid.
That speaks volumes, my goodness.
Well, this is what the uniqueness of this ensemble is, that it is a community ensemble, and community bands are historically across the country are volunteer musicians.
Yes.
And so this is the same here with Tacoma Concert Band, but this ensemble, and I may be biased, plays at a very high level, and the musicians take it very, very seriously. They all audition for the ensemble.
Okay.
So for community members that are out there that want to potentially become involved, step one would be to go to our website. There's a little link there that they click on to fill out a form that says, basic information, and then that we can set up an audition. When openings arise in the band, we usually go to our sub list to fill those permanent seats. But we like to have a really healthy sub list for people who maybe don't have the time to perform like the entire season, but would love to come in and play for a specific cycle during the season.
Yeah,
So yeah, I would
impressive.
encourage people to go to the website and fill out the form.
I would love, if I had the whole concert band here, I'd love to ask the question, how many of you started out subbing and now you are full-time members? I bet I'd see a lot of hands raised.
Yeah, I think that's
So we've heard about how we can become a performing musician, Morris. How do we become involved as a volunteer?
Well, they need to reach out to me right away.
Yeah.
But we'll find a place for them in terms of if someone has interest in getting involved. I don't want them uncomfortable. We want them to be piped into exactly what they'd like to do. But there's marketing. There's simply stuffing envelopes and doing mailings. There's social media that we could use some help with. There's a lot of areas. The library needs to be managed. I mean, there are a lot of moving parts to our organization. And to make it happen, we need volunteers and
I
dedicated
bet.
volunteers.
I bet. And volunteers that love music too as well.
And by the way, I left out one demographic of our ensemble, and that is some professional musicians. There are several professional musicians within the ensemble.
Like yourself.
And like myself, and we're looking for an outlet to perform in a wind ensemble, which is just, fantastic. The sound and the colors are there's nothing like it.
I bet. So when we think about sponsorship, if we have a business owner, Morris, who's listening right now and thinking, I have a little extra I could give back to my community, how does sponsorship work?
Traditionally, sponsorships, you can sponsor a concert, but I also look at sponsorships as, you might be advertising in the program, you're underwriting the program. We can use help in those areas, but those funds help support the Young Artist Program, our Student Solo Competition, prize winner. There's just a lot of areas that funding can help. We've got to pay the lights in
that's
the
right.
theater, in the beautiful Pantages Theater. We're one of the resident arts organizations in the Pantages Theater, and it costs money to be there.
It does, absolutely. So, question for both of you, and I'll start with you first. What do you feel is the best part of being a member of the Tacoma Concert Band family?
Well,
That's a hard question. You only pick one thing.
one thing. Well, the key here is the word that you used, and that's family.
Yes.
And I love standing in front of these incredible artistic and dedicated musicians and creating art each week. I talk about, we practice performance every Wednesday night when we rehearse. So when we get to the performance, we're just doing it in
Right.
fancy clothes and for an audience to welcome them into our space. So it really is a family, and that really is the best part of it for me.
That family feeling. What about you, Morris? What's the best part of being a member?
Oh my gosh, it is this family
Yep.
feeling. But it's also playing music that you can't play anywhere else at a high level. And I really enjoy the challenge of that. So I love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, Gerard, Tacoma Concert Band's conducting fellowship program. It has become its own beast, which is great. And tell us about this year's recipient.
All right, so this year's recipient is Matt Wasson.
Okay.
Matt is the band director at Mount Tacoma High School.
All right.
Yeah, just down the street here. And Matt is a wonderful young conductor. And we're just kicking off the season now, and he's on the podium. He's conducting a march right now by Sousa.
Nice.
And so he'll be on the podium for the concert that's coming up on the 22nd of October. And he's doing a great job. So
I love that.
Yeah.
So, gosh, we have like 2 minutes left. So I want to talk about the 2022-23 concert season. What do you have planned?
Okay, so this first concert is on October 22nd, Pantages Theater. It's titled Over the Rainbow, which is clearly
Yes.
a nod to The Wizard of Oz, which we're doing a wonderful medley of. We have a couple soloists coming in. I'll leave that as a surprise.
You guys find the best vocalists. They are unbelievable.
Yeah, we do. And it's such a pleasure to be able to feature many different soloists throughout the season, including Morris. He'll be performing either a solo or duet on our Sousa concert, which is in February. But this is exciting. So we have this first concert, Over the Rainbow. The second one is our annual holiday concert. And this year it's really special. We're starting a new partnership with the Tacoma Tree Lighting. And so we're going to be
Ooh.
performing on the day of the tree lighting, which is the Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Outside as they light it?
No, it'll be inside. It'll be like a matinee.
Yes.
And then after we're done with the concert, we all go outside and light the tree.
Oh boy, that has some beautiful nostalgia about it, doesn't it?
It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful collaboration with the tree lighting. Really excited about
Well,
this.
and I have to ask, is Darth Vader going to show up?
Not for this one, but he will be back someday.
Darth Vader showed up a couple of springs ago.
Yes, yeah.
Walked out with like the lightsaber and everything. And I was like, oh, Darth, you're looking good.
That was a fun concert.
That was a very fun concert.
We'll bring that back soon.
You could see people singing along and moving their
Oh, yeah.
heads and talking about, and of course I had to cry because you played from somewhere in time. So, you know,
Oh,
it's
yes.
always those good things like
That's
that.
a beautiful,
It
yeah.
is.
And then in the spring, Sousa, as I mentioned, Sousa, our annual Sousa Spectacular. We do it every other year, so we're bringing it back. And then the final concert's titled Shout, and that's all music of celebration, and it's going to be a big old party.
I
So,
love that. Thank you both for stepping in, staying on the comfy couch, and hanging in there with us during COVID and bringing us such beautiful music, because music heals. And if there's anything that we need right now in our society as we start to look at what normal looks like again, is we need healing. So thank you so much, both of you, for
Thanks, Amanda.
providing
Thank
that
you.
kind of medicine.
absolutely. Thank you, Amanda.
We have much more to come on CityLine. When we come back, we'll have the Emergency Food Network here. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.